3, 4. Good afternoon, Dr. Barry, London News. I'm going to keep this pretty short. At the end of this video clip, I'm going to put two little short clips in writing that's going to could change your life. Especially the last one. I had a word with a bank manager who's in charge of a lot of loans, mortgages, higher up and low down. He's really up the chain, and he explains a lot of things. That's, if you read this little document at the end, look it up on Google. It gives you the links there. And I will put up a link to another thing in the bottom of the video. Anyway, apathy is destroying us. It's killed us. Since that jab thing that went past in the last few years ago, people have just gone completely, totally obedient, and apathy has taken over everything. Nobody cares about anybody anymore, because now we've got another 3 years of the criminal cabal called the Labour Party. We're just another branch of the Liberals, or sorry, correction, the Liberal Party, yes. Libertarians are different. They're pretty good guys, and One Nation, of course, they're all pretty good. But we are doomed as far as survival is concerned. They're going to change. They've got the Bail-in Act. Anybody thinks they've got superannuation, they're pumping it into superannuation now. And the Bail-in Act, they can take it all off you anyway. Now, I don't give legal advice because I don't believe in legal is fiction. And everything around us, well, that's all fiction. Let's face it. Common law is just practical. It's common sense. And what really is hard to get across to people, you've only got to look at the American system. When Trump come in, whether you like him or not, God knows why you don't, but they said a new sheriff in town. The sheriff's office is owned and controlled by the people. To become a sheriff, you get elected, you get sworn in by a jury, you become an independent, and you work for the people, not for the government. The police department, which we've just seen here in Victoria, poor old Shane Patton, his life he spent in the police force since he was 15 years old. He stood up against them and said the bail system has to stop because, goodbye, sacked him. Then they're bringing in a guy from overseas. They have to change the law so that because he's not a citizen. I mean, really, it's out of control, and you, the people, can do something about it, but you've got to give up the apathy. Now, the first thing you've got to stop using, there's a little link at the back again, is the word person. Give that word person away, because if you're a person, you're subject to all the rules and the regulations, which only applies to a entity, a company. So the office of person is quite a big document. I put a little bit of it up there. You can watch that. So stop using that bloody term person, because you're not a person. You're either a man or a woman. You can be in between if you like, right? Doesn't bother me. But it's man and woman. The law, you will never find in any law book where it says a man or woman found committing. It's always a person. So get yourself a Fleming idea. Put a little bit of information up how simple that is. It states that you are a man or a woman, and you are a diplomat for that deceased estate, which is in brackets in the document, and that's it. And it's also simple. Just get onto the YouTube channel, have a look. I sent the links. Just get an ID and stop being a person. Don't forget, this Saturday at 1:30, Arena Square, Noble Park. It's very simple to find. It's not far from Parkmore Shopping Centre off the freeway, so it's easy to get to. Plenty of parking. We start at 1:30, 2 o'clock sharp. We'll pick the jury. The jury then will have the CEO of KC Council and the Mayor of KC Council. They've already been indicted by a grand jury. That case will go forward. It'll only take about an hour and a half. The jury shouldn't have a long discussion to either convict or not convict. So the court case won't take long. So let's get as many people as we can. So the more people that turn up, we can pick a jury. 60 people turn up to pick 12. It's a much fairer system. So anyway, looking forward to seeing you on Saturday coming here at 1:30 in Noble Park. Bring some friends, and if you want to put some money into the common law court, now we've just had a wonderful guy just ring me a few minutes ago. They've offered to pay for the paint to paint our vehicle, which has been donated by the Mechanics Institute. So we've got a vehicle now. We've got someone to paint it. We just need a few more dollars now to put the extra bits and pieces in that we need. communication, etc., etc. So looking forward to seeing you guys. But read these documents at the end of this video clip, and remember now that if you look on the badge there, I'm Army, ex-Army, ex-police, ex-every bloody thing. It's got the American things here. We're a recognized sheriff's office. There's 2 sheriffs in Victoria recognized by the Sheriff's Association in the USA. So in our jurisdiction, we will be swearing in a sheriff for another shire on Saturday, and a deputy sheriff as well. And there may be 2 deputy sheriffs, I'm not too sure, but there's definitely one. The paperwork is already done. They will go before the jury, and the jury will swear them in, and they will become a lawful deputy and a lawful sheriff. It's that simple. So if you want to get out of the rut you're in before the Labour Party and the Liberal Party just totally destroy and make your life a bigger misery than it really is, and remember, there's nowhere to hide. So the power of the people, and the power is channeled through the sheriff's office, or the office of sheriff, and it's lawful. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Do your best, but stop being a person. Get yourself a bloody ID. The only way. You got to make a stand. Otherwise, there'll be nothing to stand for. You don't own your own home anymore, even if it's with a mortgage. You're only a tenant. And possession is 9/10 of the law. Get a certificate of title, and they can't chuck you out. And I'll tell you one thing about a bank: there's no contract, only an agreement, and they will never ever take you to court to fight the case, because they've got no tools. And the little birdie at the top of the bank told me that they don't even have land titles in the banks anymore. So a lot of people who got loans recently, well, if they really look into it, I don't advise anybody to stop paying. If you can pay, just don't get yourself into trouble. The same with rates. Don't let these clowns that go around rabbit holes making money out of bullshit tell you not to pay rates. Until we all stand together on that one, just keep out of trouble, because these people are ruthless and they will win. Councils are out of control. Anyway, I'm really angry about it, but when you're nearly 80 years old, I don't really care overall. I've got no axe to grind. I'm doing this because it's wrong. We have to stand up and make a really good stand. So bye for now. Looking forward to seeing you, please God, next week at the court case. Bye. Office of person. Believe it or not, it's an office. Let's have a look, and we'll just read out. You can read out. I'll just run the marker along. As it says, the most important lesson you must learn. And you surely will. Because once you get rid of that word person out of your vocabulary and become a man or a woman, that's the end of the persecution as far as you're concerned, and it's the only way you can fight back. You were not a person at the time of the alleged offence, or you are not a person in now time. Let's carry on down. Let's look at this section here. You've read in between, I hope. Note, however, the definition status does not list man or woman. Therefore, they are excluded from all statutes. If you can, I've said to a prosecution once, if you can show me anywhere in the Crimes Act where it says a man or a woman, I will consent or contract with you. I hope by now you've got an idea. It's quite a large, it's a few page documents, but it's a start. Remove the word person from your vocabulary. Getting an ID is simple. Here's a blank. Certificate of title, diplomat. Well, what does that mean? It means you're a diplomat for your deceased estate. Now it gives given names goes in here. That's Michael John. And underneath your photograph goes here. Again, Michael John. So that's your name, or Mary Jones, or whatever the case may be. And then in brackets here is the family name in capitals. So you are a diplomat for that deceased estate. Now, anything in brackets is not part of the document, but for an identification, you've got to have the full details of your address, your live birth events, date of birth obviously goes in there, address as it's the same as your license, or if you really move around a bit, you put care of an address, that's lawful as well, and the state, and Australia obviously. Now down the bottom here goes the post office barcode. So this gets mailed through in a registered envelope, and the barcode on there is only one barcode and remains with you and makes it lawful because it's gone through the postal system. And then just read the document here. It just tells you can put a family crest in if you wish. You don't have to, it's not required. I supply the registered envelope. I send it back out to you, and I will send you a copy for your approval to make sure that I haven't made any mistakes. And if you're happy, you can make a donation of $60. It's a donation. It's all helps, and that's basically the document itself. Well, anyway, this is something, a link I got from a senior bank official, which deals in loans and mortgages and stuff, and is an investigation into the banks. So this man here, you see his name is left there. Great investigation, great interest. So have a look at this. Type it into Google, as you can see, and there's quite a lot of other click-ons that you can do to learn more. But there's one thing is very important. Possession has been 9/10 of the law. You really don't have to pay interest. They will never take you to court because, believe it or not, the banks do not have a land titles, a title for the land either. They can't even get it. And interest, in the Muslim religion, they don't pay interest. It's against their religion, and it should be against ours as well. In fact, there's no reason why it shouldn't be. I'll explain a little bit more about that later on. But anyway, look up this document, chase it up, click on all the other bits and pieces. There are some videos to match, well worth watching. You've got to do your homework, and you've got to get off your butts, because really things are not going to get any better. And Labour Party, well, they just love persecuting people.